On today's episode of How to Make Poor Decisions, we're playing with concrete snare drum shells. This was my original Quikrete snare drum. 10 inches, almost weighs about 10 pounds, and I tried to cut the bearing edges into the concrete with a grinder and files. It just doesn't work. I would like to cut those off, the raggedy edges, and add wooden caps like I did on the Quick Tube drum. And if the shell blows up in the process, so be it. I always have the second casting, which was cast shallower with the intent of using the wooden end caps. And this is actually the best cast I've ever had. This is the first victim. Patient. Drum. Apparently I got excited and didn't hit record on that second pass, which was the cut through pass. It was exciting. You missed it. I'm sorry. Worked better than I thought it would. Pieces did break after the fact. Making the first cut like halfway through, the scoring cut, that's the move. Because on the second cut I was getting some blowout on the inside. That's fine. The wooden cap will have a rabbet, so it'll cover that. It's minimal anyway. It doesn't even bother me. Even with the air filtration and the shop vac, there is some dust around. I did pop a breaker, so I had to move that to a different circuit. I'll get you some better views on the other side. So I gotta reset up my situation here. That worked out much better than expected. I figured the shell would not explode because it has the most aggregate out of any that I've cast. I did expect a lot more blowout, but I'm happy with the results. Making end caps for it is another monster. First, I'm going to do layout and attempt drilling on this one. It may or may not survive. Not as much aggregate. It's more of a countertop mix. 6 single point lugs. 3 holes for the throw, 2 holes for the butt plate, 1 hole for the vent. Plenty of options for failure. Still wandering. Every time I try to drill a hole, it drifts. I try to put the bit way up in the collet, try to use a wider bit, try to use a narrower bit, try to do a center punch. It doesn't matter. Hits aggregate, hits the veins of the concrete. The move is definitely to make a form that you can cast the holes in place and to make a form that's reusable. So if I revisit this, if I ever get time to revisit it, that's exactly what I'll do. For now, I have the shell. I can either smash it, or I can just try to drill it, smash it if it doesn't work. That's where we're at. There's also a lot of blowout on the inside. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can see it. It just blows it out. No bueno, bud. I mean, you can go back in there and patch it, or you just use a big fender washer to hide the crimes, which is probably what we'll do here. Things have happened. This hurts me more than it hurts you. Yikes. I set what I'm calling version 1 down, and I heard a pop. This one. And it was a fracture. Shell cracked, broke. Decided to pick up version 2, tap it on the side, snapped. What are you gonna do? I would rather it happen now than make the wooden end caps, get everything glued up, and then have them snap. So that would suck. And we know this is the inferior way to do it. Fiberglass reinforcement, casting the holes, that's the way to do it. So we've learned. We've learned. And they are not durable. This is probably even less durable. This has 0 aggregate. This was version 1. Has more aggregate. Let's go long. Oh, you're doing me wrong. Version 1. Oh, it's kind of fun. It's like skeet shooting on the ground. Oof. Oof. Come on. Alright, gotta get the intern to pick that up. I will revisit this idea with a permanent form, reinforcement, 14-inch. This is the other open project. You see what happens when you don't work out, bud. So, you want to be a drum? Or do you want to be in a fire pit?